and welcome to Marsha's Mush and Stuff. Today I am happy to be collabing with my friend the Purple Pixie. And if you like easy DIYs on a budget, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and give a thumbs up. Also, her co-host this month is Daniellita. I hope I said that right. The Purple Pixie has a fairy garden, which she calls her craft room, and she is the host. You will find her link as well as the co-host link in my description box along with the playlist. And here are some of the crafts that she has made using trash to create beautiful treasures. I say it's always magic, Crystal. And then on to Daniellita. She does cocktails, crafts, and more. She is so much fun to watch. You definitely want to check her out as well. Again, I'll link her below. She made this checkerboard set using a puzzle from the Target dollar spot. So for $1, wow. And this drink holder as well. A whole Mickey Minnie Mouse thing that she had going on. But she creates some beautiful decor as well. So make sure that you check them out as well as the playlist that will be in the description box linked below. And on to DIY number 1. So we're going to use this macaroni and cheese cup because that's what I like to eat a lot. And here are just some of the supplies that you're going to need. I'm going to attempt to make my own chalk paint, which did turn out pretty good. And you can use wire cutters or scissors, whatever you have on hand. And the apple barrel paint in the color brown. And we're going to use some of these flowers. I cannot remember what they're called now. But once I mix my paint up, we're going to go ahead and apply it to this plastic little cup. And using my hair dryer, which blew it all over the place, I'm just going to speed up the drying time, and it did give good coverage. Just on that plastic, it was hard to cover up, so I did have to go over it 3 different times, but once I really sat and thought about it, it's not going to even show anyway, so it really doesn't matter that much. I just want a more cohesive look, so that's why I opted to paint the inside and outside of this little macaroni, or shells and cheese, I should say. Not just mac and cheese, gotta be shells and cheese. So once I figured out that it wasn't really adhering and turning out that deep rich brown that I was looking for, I kept applying it. This is coat number 2, and then I decided to use a dabbing method, dabbing it on for some texture, to kind of make it look a little like concrete, if you will, because see, once it dried, still some of those places were poking out and still showing white. So at this point, I just decided that I would use the dab effect, and that's what I'm showing you here. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the inside of the shells and cheese cup that we paint inside and out. And like I said, once I saw that the coverage wasn't all that great. It wasn't that it was bad. I wish it was a more solid brown. So I went ahead and took my paintbrush and I dabbed everything on the paint. And it just gave it more texture. And that's all I'm showing you right here. And once we get done, we're going to pull our stems, or our florals, off of the stems. We're going to cut a piece of burlap. And I do have an inspiration piece, and you'll see that in the final reveal. But I'm just figuring out how I'm going to attach this. Not exactly what I had in mind. So I really need to rethink how this was made. Putting the burlap around it. Not one of my favorite DIYs, I will tell you. But I do love the florals that are inside of it. And then with the burlap, I just twisted it and tied it off with a piece of jute and knotted it 3 times. it looks longer on video than it does in person. But using the florals, the greenery, and those little white, I'm going to call them spikes, there's the end result. And I did stuff some raffia down in there. I wish I had done that first. There's my inspiration piece, that little tiny one. But it does look quite cute, and I've gotten tons of compliments on it. Like I said, it just kind of looks a little messy on camera. I don't know why. Probably because that raffia is pouring out. But there is the final reveal, and I do like it. I really do. It is cute, and I'll probably deconstruct this later on and use it in another DIY as well. That's why I love doing these Trash to Treasure collabs, and so happy to participate today as well. And on to DIY number 2. I had these wood rounds or wood slices cut for me by my son-in-law. And once he cut these for me, I lost a lot of footage there, but I did just decoupage a watermelon napkin onto that wood piece. And that's what I got, was a little watermelon that looked like it had had a bite taken out of it. How cute is that? And it looks adorable and so rustic in person. So on to DIY number 3. Now, if you remember these back at Valentine's Day from the Dollar Tree, they were the fortune cookies. They came in some different colors, and I happen to have red and white. I saved them after we broke them open, knowing that I wanted to use them for something because it's a piece of styrofoam. So I'm figuring out here how I want to make my flower, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to make flowers. So this is the first one, and it didn't turn out all that great, but once I figured out how I really wanted it to go, you could actually see the blooms. So this is how we're going to do it. You're going to crease it, and you're not going to half it all the way. So you're not going to take it all the way to the top. Probably about a quarter of the way up. I'm not good at measurements, guys. Maybe 3/4 of the way up. And you're going to crease it, and then using your face mask applicator, you make sure that you don't burn yourself, and then we're just going to kind of sculpt it and use a little more hot glue right there. And this does heat up really hot, so got that one made. And in case you missed how we made that one, I'll do it again and slow it down a little bit for you so that you can really truly see. See, I used too much glue on that one, so it wouldn't really fluff out. So that's when, oh yes, and I always save these stems when I cut my florals or pull my florals off, and knowing that I can use them for DIYs like this. And so again, you're going to crease it right there, and in the crease put a bead of hot glue or a line of hot glue across, seal that down. Now this is where I really get a lot better at making these flowers. And then you're not going to half it, but you're going to do it at an angle. Glue that one down, and we're just going to glue that one side down, and then we're going to roll it and glue it onto itself. So there is that one, and see how it's a little more open. So turn the light off for you so you could see, but that one is a bit more open than the first one was. The first one was stiff with glue and would not move. And again, we're going to apply a little bit of hot glue onto the branch there, directly onto the branch, and we're going to slide our little handmade flower. I wish I had had blue for red, white, and blue, but I only had red and white, so we're going to make do with what trash we have on hand and keep it out of the landfill. And like I said, I do my part. If you could see my kitchen, it looks like I need to take my trash out, but it's my trash for my DIYs. And look at this coming along so nicely. And then once I sat around and stared at it for days on end, I decided to kind of flip down some petals as well. Here's step by step. Fold, crease, right there, glue, glue that down, and then right here is where I really want you to see how we go at an angle. So we're going to fold that upwards, but not all the way to the top, and then we're going to roll it into the shape of a flower and put just a tiniest bit of hot glue on that end and press it on. And there you go. You have a little tulip or rose, whatever you want to call these little flowers. I'm just going to call them flowers. I think they're absolutely adorable. And like I said, I flipped some of the petals down, and you'll see that in the final reveal. But again, don't forget to give a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications so that you'll be notified each and every time I upload a new video. And here is the final reveal of that one. I hadn't actually flipped any petals down, and this was the only container at the time that I could find. But I think it looks beautiful. And no one would really even know that it was handmade, because I did pull the excess glue off of there. But there it is. I changed faces. This is one that I did a crackle paint effect on and put the petals in a downward motion. But that is it, my friends, and until the next time, I will see you then. Check out that description box so that you can go and get tons of inspiration. Thanks for watching.